Hi, and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that takes a look at players that have been linked with a summer move to Arsenal. And this is the week, I think, where we're going to learn a lot more about the whole Petr Cech situation. And really what I wanted to do today as well is take a look at, if Cech comes in, who's going? Who's going to be on the way out of Arsenal? Because we've got three keepers at the moment. One of them's obviously going to have to go. Now, let's take a look at the situation. First of all, Emilio Martinez. We're hearing today that Martinez has been linked with a loan move away to Getafe, who play in La Liga for a season. So he's been linked with a move to Getafe. To be fair to Emilio, he's been there for a few years. When he has come in, he came in a few times last season. He looked okay. He looked a decent keeper. Probably needs a lot more playing time for us to see the best of him, but he looked decent. So if he is going on a year's loan to Getafe, that could be, a very good move for him. But surely, I was still thinking to myself, does that mean that Wojciech Szczesny and David Ospina are really going to sit on the bench, both of them, if Petr Cech did come in? I mean, Ospina, by the way, yesterday playing for Colombia versus Venezuela, didn't have a very good game. Apparently, it was well, I saw the actual goal that Venezuela scored, which was a shock result, by the way. Colombia, with the likes of Jackson Martinez and Falcao, etc., expect to, James Rodriguez will expect to win that game quite easily, and were defeated. And I must say, Ospina didn't cover himself in glory with the attempted save. If that was a way of saying to your manager, listen, I'm the number one in the team, that wasn't a very, very good audition at all. And then, of course, there's Wojciech Szczesny. Szczesny, we all know about last season. Poor performances by him in several games meant him getting dropped out of the team, and Szczesny and Ospina coming in. And on top of that, there were the incidents of him smoking in the change rooms after that horrible defeat at Stoke, or was it at Southampton? Just in general, a very poor season by him. He did kind of redeem himself with a good performance in the FA Cup final, where I thought he played very well. Although he didn't have a lot to do, but he did play very well in that game. But on the whole, very disappointing from Szczesny. And it's really interesting to see, as I said, three goalkeepers there: Emilio Martinez, Wojciech Szczesny, David Ospina. Which one of them's going to go? Which one of them is going to make way for Petr Cech if we bring Petr Cech in? He's pointing the way there to the door. Will it be Martinez? It could be that Martinez was going to go out on loan anyway. So let's say Martinez does go out on loan to Getafe. I still think one of Ospina or Szczesny may have to go. I can't see both of them sitting on the bench for a whole season. Doesn't really make sense either for Arsenal to have a keeper of either Ospina or Szczesny's caliber sitting on the bench. So which one of those goalkeepers to you would have to go to make way for Petr Cech? It'd be very interesting to hear from you guys. Let me know what you feel in the comments below. I just get the feeling that maybe it should be Szczesny that goes out on loan. I don't think we should completely give up on Szczesny. Petr Cech's, 33? So maybe a couple of years in him. So couple of years loan for Szczesny, let him go away, learn his trade, and maybe he'll come back a better keeper, a more concentrated keeper, because I think he's got the talent in him, but it's just his concentration levels to me can be, really, really, really poor at times. Ospina, I thought he done pretty well in his first season for Arsenal. A couple of mistakes in there, but it happens. You're a goalkeeper. You're finding your feet. Don't forget De Gea. When David De Gea first came to Manchester United, he had a horrific time in his first season. Lots of United fans were saying, get rid of him. He can't deal with crosses. He's not good enough. But since then, he's been like their keeper. He's been their player of the year 2 seasons straight. So you do have to have patience with keepers. So should Ospina be the one who stays? Should Ospina, do we need Petr Cech? That's another question I want to ask you guys. Do we need Petr Cech? Because there's been some suggestions from fans that we don't need Cech. Let's concentrate on other things. We don't need Cech. I personally think we do need Cech. And I personally think it's a no-brainer that if a keeper of his caliber is going, that you've got to grab him up. But do we need him? That's what I really would like to know from you guys. Do we need Petr Cech? And if we do need Petr Cech, who needs to make way for Petr Cech to come in? Arsenal been linked with a player today, goes by the name of Joe Gomez. Plays his football at Charlton. He's only 18 years of age. I know. We always get linked to these type of players. But we've raided Charlton before, of course, for Carl Jenkinson. Looks like we're interested in going there again. This is another guy who's another right back and centre back, very versatile, can play in both of those positions. As I said, only 18 years of age. His price for him would be about £8 million. He's currently being chased by Liverpool and Manchester City. So for those caliber of clubs to be in for him, you know that he must be a very quality young player. But Arsenal taking a very strong look at Joe Gomez today. As I said, a whole host of clubs linked with a move for him, but Arsenal taking a look at him. And we know that Arsenal do young players, at getting young players very well. Young players like to come to Arsenal because you come to Arsenal, you get a chance of playing. You go to Manchester City, yes, fantastic academy, fantastic youth team, but what are your chances of getting into the first team? Virtually zero if we look at it over the past couple of seasons. But Arsenal linked with a move today for Gomez. And finally, Lars Bender. As I said yesterday, he's back on the radar. It's all over the press again today that Arsenal are looking strongly at bringing in Bender. It'll be a lot cheaper than he used to cost because he's, 26 years of age now. Defensive midfielder for Bayer Leverkusen, of course. We're being told the price would be about £18 million, and we're told that Arsenal are looking at him. They're considering, of course, Schneiderlin, Kondogbia. Now they're also looking at Bender. Looks like they definitely want to bring in another defensive midfielder. I think we do need another defensive midfielder. I've been saying all along, Coquelin has done an amazing job at Arsenal, but why stop there? I think, strengthening all positions and have a dynamic player playing in that position like what Coquelin's been. And Arsenal are apparently, again, strong rumours that they're having a look at Lars Bender and would like to bring Lars Bender into the club. With all those, we're going to have to wait and see what happens. Let's get into some of your comments. Once again, hundreds and hundreds of comments yesterday and every day, and I want to really, really thank you for that. I really enjoy reading your comments. Some of you guys are so clued up on this whole transfer stuff. You know players inside out. I'll tell you, some of you should be scouts out there. Let's see here. Nufferhurst says, I have a question, he says. Why aren't we quick enough to sign players? I mean, what does Arsene Wenger wait for? And it does seem sometimes like we're a bit slow off the mark in buying players. But remember, the transfer window doesn't officially open till the 1st of July. So, yes, you can sort of, in principle, get deals done. But, there's a process to this thing. Also, you've got the Copa America going on at the moment. So, that, again, hinders you from signing certain players from abroad. So, you've got all those factors to bring into it. And by the way, as I mentioned in that, and I mentioned, and let me get to this next guy, actually, Daniel Victor, and I'll bring it up here. Daniel Victor says, everybody's talking about Jackson Martinez. I'm just sitting here wishing that another Martinez would sign for us. He says, Javi Martinez would be absolutely perfect for Arsenal. Javi Martinez, excellent defensive midfielder, plays for Bayern Munich, but he's had that season out, injured, and we don't know what sort of a state he's in now, but definitely a quality player. But going back to what I was just about to mention about Martinez, Jackson Martinez, his agent yesterday interestingly came out and said, listen, there's no deal done yet with AC Milan, and that Jackson Martinez is concentrating on playing on the Copa America, because we're hearing rumours today that Milan are going to be holding a medical with him this week. They're flying out their guys. Well, the agent's saying, listen, hold on. A fee hasn't been agreed yet. Nothing's been agreed. Yes, we know that AC Milan desperately want to sign him. We know of the interest, but they haven't met that release clause yet. And the president of Porto is saying that, listen, he ain't going nowhere if that release clause isn't met. I don't care if you guys are out there at Milan saying that he's coming. He's not coming anywhere until that release clause is met. So if Arsenal are still interested in Jackson Martinez, they could still get in there and get that and make that deal happen. But the favourites definitely are AC Milan to sign him. 91 Furon 911 says, I kind of disagree on Falcao being a dumb player. Remember yesterday we were talking about Falcao. He says the reason he had a major goal drought last season was Man United midfielders wasn't able to control the middle of the park and provide him with good balls. Now, come on. I'm sorry. A player of Falcao's class, some of the chances I saw him miss last season, just his all-round general player. I remember when they played against us, I actually started feeling sorry for Falcao, because it was like you're seeing a great player, you know, on the decline. And I'm not sure if he's ever, a bit like, as I said yesterday, a bit like Fernando Torres, not sure if he's ever going to capture back that golden touch that he had. Bernard, you guys come up with some funny names. It's hard to pronounce, you know, right? He says, all we need is a quality DM and a forward. We wouldn't have too much of a problem. He said he wouldn't have too much of a problem if we keep Ospina. So there you go. That's the same thing I was asking. And he thinks Ospina's good enough. We don't necessarily need a goalkeeper. Connor Lewis says, I think Lars Bender is a fantastic player, especially at £18 million. But after watching a few more games, I think Gundogan may be a better alternative. Gundogan, of course, another player who's leaving. We know that Arsenal have been interested in Gundogan in the past, but it all seems to point to Gundogan either going to Spain or maybe going to Manchester United, if you sort of listen to what most people are saying. Hammy's 94 says, I think Debuchy should be sacrificed to give Jenkinson some sort of a role at Arsenal. Chambers is not fast enough to play at right back, but he's a very solid centre back. And do this one as the last thing. So the sad thing is, for years now, this is JC16781. He said, the sad thing is, for years now, we've only been 2 or 3 players away from winning the league. But for whatever reason, Wenger refuses to bring these signings in. Now, let's hope, and he is right, actually. He is right. He's spot on. Last season, for instance, we needed to buy a defender and a defensive midfielder. We didn't buy those, and we fell short. I think this year is very important for Arsene Wenger. We are only a couple of signings away from challenging, not winning the league. Listen, there's no given to win the league. It's going to be difficult. You see Manchester City are strengthening, Chelsea are strengthening, Man United are buying everybody that's around at the moment. It's going to be very difficult to win the league, but we want to be challenging. We want to be going into the last weekend or the last couple of weekends with a chance of winning that league. To do that, we need to strengthen. Now, I agree with what that gentleman just said. There's a couple of areas that we need to strengthen. I think goalkeeper, definitely, you know, if Cech's available, if Cech wasn't available, I'd say, all right, we've got to go with what we've got. But if Petr Cech's available, he's better than what we've got. Go out there and grab him up. Defensive midfielder, Coquelin's been brilliant, but I'd still say strengthen that area with somebody equally as good, if not better. And then up front, I still think a world-class striker that's going to put the frighteners up a lot of these teams that play. And I think we could have a magnificent season, because the rest of the team, I think, is excellent at the moment. So let's just strengthen in those key areas. But I'm not the man with the money. You guys ain't the man with the money. Mr. Wenger and the board, they got the money. We're going to have to wait and see what they do. Don't forget, today is the launch of the brand new Puma kit, brand new home Puma kit. You can watch a live stream of it on our website at arsenalfantv.com. I think it's going to be kicking off tonight around about 8:30. We're going to be there, Arsenal Fan TV. So make sure you check out that live stream. And then tomorrow we'll give you, more details, pictures, everything of that brand new kit. But the launch of the new kit is happening today, this evening. So make sure you check that out. Thanks for watching Arsenal Fan TV. We will be back tomorrow with another Transfer Daily.